It can feel weird or threatening to ease pressure in a relationship because our collective romantic culture prefers the view that a couple should do everything together and be the center of each other's lives. We are told a good couple means two people meeting all each other's needs, from sex to intellectual stimulation, cooking, habits, social life, problem solving, and more. This view sets us up for disaster, resentment, and rage because it's unrealistic for two people to match across all aspects of life. We view independence as a sign we do not care or loyalty is at risk, which pressures us to do things we do not enjoy, like tolerating friends we do not care for, just to prove loyalty. A more realistic view of love should account for strong connection alongside independence. We can pursue our own goals and still appreciate and be there for each other. Some helpful activities to foster this include traveling without a partner, having dinner one-on-one with a friend, going to a party without a significant other and not making them feel left out, visiting parents alone, retaining a financial advisor, taking solitary walks, retaining separate bathrooms, or shopping with a friend instead of a romantic partner. Communication and compromise are crucial. We should look at each other's lists, discuss accommodations, and recognize independence is not a betrayal but a way to foster a healthy, stable relationship. Reduction in dependency lets us appreciate the true value each person brings. We shouldn't be upset if their holiday destination isn't ours or their friends aren't ours. Instead, we can enjoy a more harmonious, realistic connection. We should also have multiple sources of excitement, reassurance, and stimulation outside our romantic relationships. This guarantees we're not putting all pressure on our partners. Our relationships can flourish when we ease dependency. We shouldn't blame our partners for not being someone we wish they were, but appreciate them for their true, flawed, yet wonderful selves. The more we can survive without a relationship, the greater its chance for survival and fulfillment. We enable love when we stop expecting it to solve all our problems. It's completely natural and not wrong to expect love in return when we care for someone because love is meant to be reciprocal and a reflection of kindness, compassion, and understanding. Yet we need to keep this expectation realistic and grounded in humility and maturity, honoring both ourselves and the other person, and avoiding turning it into a demand or a condition for our happiness. From a biblical perspective, Paul and Jesus show us the true form of love, a kind that serves without needing something back, a kind that finds its ultimate satisfaction in honoring God instead of securing affirmation from people. This understanding helps us appreciate relationships without putting all our worth into whether or not we are reciprocated. We must learn to love without growing bitter or discouraged when that love is not fully returned, trusting that God sees our hearts and rewards us for loving anyway. There are several key principles we can follow in navigating this delicate balance. We should love honestly and gracefully, while retaining realistic expectations. We must be prepared for disappointments and avoid making them a reflection of our own value. We shouldn't demand from others what we ourselves are unwilling to give. We must prioritize our relationship with God above all, find satisfaction in Him, and be ready to persevere in loving even when it's not convenient or reciprocated. The more we let go of ourselves, the more we become conduits for pure and gospel-centric love that stands against a culture that says we must get something in return. At the same time, we need to be vigilant against turning love into an idol, placing our happiness in someone else's response instead of resting in the Lord's promises. When we destroy this idol, we become free to appreciate relationships for what they are, a gift from God, not a requirement for happiness or affirmation. So while it's completely reasonable to wish for and appreciate reciprocated love, we must be careful not to let its absence undermine our peace, our confidence, or our understanding of our own worth. Instead, we can learn to celebrate loving without condition, reflecting the generous, unfettered love we have received ourselves. In today's hectic, social media-driven world, accepting is more effective than expecting. Expectations often lead to dissatisfaction and stress because we try to change others instead of focusing on ourselves. Lowering our expectations and taking action on 5 key areas can significantly improve happiness and the quality of our relationships. Expectations create an imaginary ideal that sets us up for disappointment. Accepting reality and turning inward is more empowering and sustainable. The first transformational change is self-reliance. When we rely on ourselves to fulfill our own emotional and practical needs, we foster empowerment and ease pressure on the people we care about. The second is practicing gratitude. Focusing on what we already have instead of what's missing helps us appreciate life's abundance and feel greater contentment. The third change involves managing expectations. Adopting realistic and flexible attitudes instead of rigid ones prevents resentment and disappointments when things don't go as we wish. The fourth is calm communication. Replacing reactive responses with thoughtful, composed exchanges helps resolve conflict and foster understanding. And the fifth is taking responsibility for our own role in relationships. Acknowledging our own contributions, our struggles, and our choices reduces blame and paves the way for more respectful and healthy connections. To apply these transformation strategies in daily routines, we can practice self-care, keep a gratitude journal, or take a moment to breathe and reflect. In relationships, we can slow down before reacting, express our needs honestly, and appreciate the small progress we make together. Making this mindset shift allows us to celebrate small wins, appreciate our own and each other's imperfections, and grow together in peace and happiness. In the end, by focusing inward instead of expecting from the outside, we become happier, more resilient, and more connected. We foster relationships filled with understanding, kindness, and a deep and sustainable peace. Presenter cites the often hidden struggles even among seemingly happy couples. The purpose is to uncover root causes and offer practical strategies for healing and connection. 2. Unmet past needs shape expectations. Childhood wounds, such as a lack of emotional validation, profoundly influence what we seek in our romantic relationships. We unconsciously expect our significant other to fill the gaps left by our parents, fueling disappointments and resentment when those needs aren't met. Shortform.com, sarpicast.crediblemine.com, youtube.com, brendan.com. 3. Shared experiences build deep connection. Simple routines, dining out or watching a movie together, foster familiarity but not true depth. Instead, choosing to pursue experiences that challenge or inspire growth, like volunteering side by side, helps foster a much more profound and intimate connection. 4. Reignite attraction through novelty. Routine dampens attraction. Trying new activities together helps partners appreciate each other in a fresh way. An example might be watching a significant other conquer a new challenge, such as an extreme sport, a moment that reignites admiration and attraction. 5. Communication and conflict patterns. Relationships suffer when each person handles conflict differently. Some prefer to vent openly, some withdraw inward, and others explode with strong emotions. Understanding and adapting to each other's conflict style is essential for navigating difficult moments together. Brendan.com. 6. Personal responsibility and vulnerability. Instead of pointing fingers during difficult exchanges, each person should ask, what can I do to create safety and openness in this moment? Prioritizing honest self-reflection over blame paves the way toward reconciliation and healing. Medium.com. 7. Practical tips for couples. Intentionally schedule shared, growth-oriented experiences that bring you closer together. Learn each other's conflict style and adapt your communication accordingly. Foster vulnerability by stepping into each other's stress thresholds with understanding, patience, and compassion. 8. Conclusion. Relationships require active, purposeful effort, not just passive compatibility. Deeper connection emerges from shared routines, empathetic conflict resolution, vulnerability, and ongoing personal growth. Additional thoughts from Jay Shetty's later work. He frames relationship growth through his 8 rules of love: prepping for, practicing, protecting, and perfecting the connection you care most about.